What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerdy Mark channel. I'm Sid the Nerdy Mark, and it is time for our NXT and 205 Live review. NXT did begin with the new North American champion, Johnny Gargano, who has now since been dubbed Johnny Champion. And apparently he's still a babyface because when the crowd chants, "You deserve it," he responds with, "No, we deserve it." So Tommaso Ciampa interrupts and he wants to kind of join in the celebrations with his former DIY partner and whatnot, citing the moment at the end of TakeOver Phoenix where both men raised their titles together. But Gargano says that was nothing. It was just so that he can show Ciampa that he can win a title without him. This brings out the Velveteen Dream, and he... Wait a sec. That's better. So Velveteen Dream does come out, and he mentions that he has won the Worlds Collide tournament, which unfortunately I didn't watch, but still, he won it, and he can choose any title on NXT, and he walks past Tommaso Ciampa saying that he doesn't care for the NXT Championship anymore. He wants the North American title, which Johnny Gargano does accept, and Dream has a really cool line where he says, "Will I get Johnny Champion or Johnny Jackass?" This match is, of course, happening in 2 weeks. So I'm really excited about this. Next up, we do have Jackson Ryker, the leader of the Forgotten Sons, who takes on Mansoor, who looks a lot like Mustafa Ali. This is a pretty short match. Ryker does dominate for the most part. Pretty one-sided by and large, so, nothing much to talk about. Blake and Cutler do, stand on the outside and taunt Mansoor just a little bit. The match does end when Ryker counters a top rope move hit by Mansoor, and he basically hits a sit-out spine buster of sorts and wins the match. And then after the match, he hits it again to just prove a point and say, "We're badasses and forgotten no more," and yay, USA, whatnot. And yeah, so that was basically the match. We now get Drew Gulak of 205 Live coming in, and he takes on a debuting Eric Bugenhagen.
Jesus Christ, great.
Bugenhagen seems kind of like a response to Juice Robinson, or maybe even like a filler for No Way Jose, so we know his position on the NXT card now. But anyway, he has these high notes that he hits every time, and it gets really annoying really fast. Luckily, Gulak does make pretty short work of him. He takes Bugenhagen to Suplex City and eventually secures the Gulak on to Eric and wins the match. After his match, Drew Gulak gets on the mic and reprimands Bugenhagen. I'm never going to get his name right. And he even calls him Ben Stiller from Dodgeball, which I thought was funny. Matt Riddle interrupts and he tells Gulak to get out of NXT or he's going to make him tap out, because in response to Gulak saying that he wants real competition, and Gulak challenges Riddle to a match and Riddle accepts. So we get Drew Gulak versus Matt Riddle right then and there, an impromptu dream match of sorts. This is really good stuff because both men are fantastic technicians and they are submission specialists. So there was a lot of mat wrestling going on here, a lot of technical stuff because these two are extremely technically sound people. So I love this one. It was a bit slow, but I can totally forgive it because this was damn good. A lot of great spots in this match, a lot of good stuff. I could go through all of them, but we'll be here all day, so I suggest you go out there and check this out for yourself because this was good stuff. The match does end, though, with Matt Riddle hitting the bro mission onto Drew Gulak and winning. And then after the match, Drew Gulak offers Matt Riddle a very interesting handshake. He kind of sticks his hand out and clasps his hand and uses his other hand and clasps it like that. Matt Riddle does the same, and they both shake hands. Kind of an interesting way of doing it. It looked kind of cool. It looks like another kind of a sign of respect to me, but yeah, well, it was good. It was good to see these two interact in the ring and have that sign of respect. So I really enjoyed this match a lot. This was definitely match of the night for me. It is now time for our main event. We have Io Shirai and Kairi Sane, the Sky Pirates, teaming up with Bianca Belair to take on the Four Horsewomen. Shayna Baszler, Marina Shafir, and Jessamine Duke. I'm just going to call them the Four Horsemen. Horsewomen, for convenience sake. So, Bianca Belair is a face now, I guess. I am not sure. And it's been a while since we've seen Shayna wrestle on NXT TV. Bianca does quickly handle all three of the Horsewomen, which was pretty cool and a good show of strength. She tags in Kairi Sane, who actually hits an insane elbow off of Bianca Belair, who actually kind of deadlifts her and throws her. Sane does, boom, hits the elbow. Very much shades of what she did last week when her and Shirai were in a match with Duke and Shafir. So that was good stuff. I really like this. We had Please Tag Shayna chants whenever Marina was in the ring. So looks like she's the greenest one of all of them. Duke is kind of getting a bit more of a hang of it in the WWE ring, but Marina still needs a little bit of work. Hopefully Roderick Strong can teach her a thing or two. Some babyface in peril moments with Kairi Sane. Io comes in, kicks everybody's ass, which was awesome. Hitting double knees to Baszler and to Shafir, who were in either corner of the ring. And then, of course, following it up with a huge tiger feint kick, aka 619, onto Shayna Baszler. There's a point where Sane wants to tag in Shirai because, she's doing her whole, oh, I'm weak, I need help. But, of course, Bianca tags herself in and kind of gets in trouble. Sane does hit a suicide dive in the end to knock off Shafir and Duke, who are on the outside. Io tags herself in, hits her beautiful-looking springboard moonsault onto Shayna, pins her, and wins the match. Really good, really chaotic match. The good guys or the good gals win this match, and that's how we end NXT. 205 Live began with Mike Kanellis taking on the Brian Kendrick. Finally, someone who is not part of the Lucha House Party. It was a pretty decent match, and it was really good. Maria Kanellis is on commentary once again, but this time it's not nearly as distracting as it was last week. But Kanellis does get control of the match at the beginning. It was really good with the help of Maria a little bit. Nigel McGuinness, actually is all praises for Maria Kanellis and Mike's relationship. He even quotes Celine Dion stating, "You're his lady and she's your man. I'm your lady and you're my man." That whole song. I don't know the name of that song, but I know it's a Celine Dion track. Kendrick does hit the captain's hook onto Mike Kanellis, but Kanellis does get his finger on the ropes, and that kind of saves him. That was good stuff. Mike actually kind of loses his cool again a little bit. That's kind of the whole story that he had going on, is can he keep his cool? I forgot to mention that last week. Sorry about that. But Mike is losing his cool. Kendrick keeps taunting him to keep hitting him, and he keeps kicking him down. Kanellis does. But you can see that he's getting angrier and angrier with each kick. Kanellis basically goes for his finisher, which again looks like a crossroads, so I'm just going to call it a crossroads. He goes for a crossroads, but Kendrick counters it into a sliced bread number 2, which is quickly becoming one of my favorite finishers. And then Kendrick does pin Mike, which was good. So this was a good match. I really liked it, but I do hope Mike Kanellis can secure some wins down the line. So there were a couple of segments before the main event, but I wanted to skip those and just jump right in because there is a lot to cover. So the main event of 205 Live is Lio Rush versus Akira Tozawa versus Cedric Alexander versus Humberto Carillo in a fatal 4-way elimination match, and the winner gets to face off against Buddy Murphy at Elimination Chamber for the Cruiserweight title, which is probably going to be on the pre-show. This was an amazing match, a very chaotic match, as Nigel McGuinness pointed out. This was good stuff. Go check this match out. This was definitely match of the night for me. Rush and Alexander are wearing tights now. They've exchanged the trunks for the tights, and I'm actually okay with that. Personally, as far as ring attire goes, I do prefer trunks over tights, unless of course we're talking about trunks from Dragon Ball Z. Lio is taunting everybody in the beginning, and everyone goes after him, and Lio does what he does best and becomes a slippery young boy. We do have eventually Alexander eliminating Lio Rush in the beginning, so that's the first elimination. A lot of good stuff going on between Carillo, Alexander, and Tozawa. And I love Humberto Carillo, man. This guy is awesome. This is a future Cruiserweight champion right here. Mark my words. I'm telling you right now. Alexander kind of tweaks his knee a little bit when he tries to go for a move onto Carillo. And, he does kind of hit him with like an Irish whip, or a clothesline. I keep getting confused between the two. I know, what kind of a wrestling fan are you? Tozawa does finally eliminate Carillo after hitting his senton. Then now it is Cedric Alexander and Akira Tozawa. And I loved everything about it. This was fantastic stuff. A lot of speed. A lot of good stuff going on between the two. I can see Alexander showing a bit more of a vicious side this time around just because of his desperation. I hope this is leading to a Cedric Alexander heel turn because the man really, really needs it. So, however, that doesn't help because the match does end with Tozawa hitting the top rope senton on to Cedric Alexander to win the match. So it is official. It's going to be Akira Tozawa versus Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship at Elimination Chamber. That should be an amazing match. So overall, I thought both NXT and 205 Live had fantastic shows this week. Matches of the night. Absolutely on NXT, I'm going to go for Matt Riddle Bro versus Drew Gulak. That was fantastic. And on 205 Live, I loved the Fatal 4-Way Elimination Tag Match between Lio Rush, Alexander, Tozawa, and Carillo. Carillo is again the real MVP of this match because I love this guy, man. He is definitely an underdog here, and again, I'm telling you, mark my words, that young man is a future Cruiserweight champion. So that pretty much concludes my thoughts on NXT and 205 Live this week. Let me know what you guys thought about both shows in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media and tell your friends about the Nerdy Mark. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. This is Sid signing off. You guys take care. Bye-bye.